And here we are, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome back to FryMinis. I'm Eric.
I'm Julie. Happy Banderhobbtober.
And I think y'all should be able to hear us this time. I think we got that figured out.
I was just about to remind him.
Yeah, see the doodad going. Burp, 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 burp.
Oh, it's working.
Yeah. All right, so Banderhobbtober is finally here. October. If you don't know, every year we do, every month we have a really cool theme for our painting contest, and we celebrate that a little bit. But our favorite by far is Banderhobbtober. And Julie can tell you all about why we love Banderhobbs.
They're fat. They're cute. They're delightful. They're adorable. They're frog-like. They're the best. And in my version of Banderhobbs, they don't kidnap children, so they're even better.
Well, debatable.
So they're even better.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about some of our favorite...
Hi, Tim.
Hello, Tim. Hello, Father. We're going to talk about some of our favorite frog-like minis. If you head on over to... Actually, let me just drop a link in here if I can wiggle over.
A great idea. Also, I'm wearing my Banderhobb eyes, and my other favorite thing, aside from Banderhobbs, is Taco Bell. This shirt was a gift from a dear friend, and I love it, and it's very comfortable. So, happy October, everyone.
There. If you head on over to FryMinis.com, right now, the front page is a takeover for Banderhobbtober.
Yeah, it is.
Scroll all the way down, and we've got a whole list of some really cool Banderhobb-related minis. So that's frogs, in general, toads, grung, bullywugs. What do we call the...
Slod?
Slod, thank you. Slod. You got me. All sorts of really cool things. Some from Amazon, some from other websites, some STLs to download if you're a 3D printer person. This is our camera. We're going to have a top-down shot here in a second. But also, I want to talk about this cool shirt I've got. You already talked about yours. intotheam.com/FryMinis. We got a link in the description, I think. Go over there, buy a cool shirt. We get a little affiliate discount. So you save some money, and we get a little on the back end there. And I think it's kind of cool. It's like camping.
Yeah.
I guess you can find frogs when you're out camping.
You probably can, or so I've heard.
Yeah. I don't know. Check it out. Okay, so what is your single favorite thing about Banderhobbtober?
The mini contest.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of all the cool stuff people do, or
Yes.
us giving away so much money?
I think it's awesome that we give away money, and that's an extraordinary incentive for the very, very, very cool minis that people paint. And to be clear, this is a painting contest with some incredibly talented painters in it, and it's also a painting contest with people who have never painted before, and
Yeah.
children. So all are welcome, and all of it delights me beyond words. I just can't explain it.
And take a look at some of the entries in the past. They're on their website on the FryMinis.com. You can see there are some who are super pro, high quality, amazing painters. And there are also some people who literally this is their first time painting a mini.
Exactly.
They just want to
Yeah.
have fun with the contest.
And I cherish it. By painting something for Banderhobbtober, no matter how good it is or how you dump it in acrylic paint and hope for the best, you're spreading so much joy in the world for me personally and anybody who I get to squeal at about it. It's a beautiful thing. It's nothing but wonderfulness.
Yeah.
So submit something. It's super fun.
Okay, so I think let's do it in a size basis. That way we can reduce our zoom in, zoom out.
Okay.
How does that sound?
That works for me because I'm not going to touch the zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah.
So we're going through, like Eric said, favorite frog and frog-like minis. They're not going to be in favorite order. They're going to be in order by size loosely. And we're just going to talk about why we love each one of them.
Yeah, and I don't remember exactly which ones each. So if you want to learn that, if we don't remember, join us over at discord.gg/FryMinis. We've got some special Banderhobbtober channels where you can talk just about Banderhobbs and frogs.
Yes, there's one that's a Banderhobb fan club, which I'm a member of, and there's Banderhobb fan art as well, which doesn't have to be homemade. It can just be a delightful little frog that you find on the internet. Source the creator whenever you can, obviously, but also all is welcome. You don't have to have drawn it yourself.
All right, let's start with our...
If we're starting with the small ones, there's going to be a little bit of crying later.
Crying?
Happy tears.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, just as a quick side note, everybody, we'll jump back to it. But if you don't know, this is a Banderhob.
Yeah.
This is actually, we have a painting video on this exact mini.
Yeah.
On how I painted it, and you can too. It's real easy. But we'll get back to him later. Okay, let's switch over. Let's do we do it right? There we go. So let's start with our actual just series. Geez. So hold it right about there, and you can see.
This is so cute.
Also, shout out green Banderhob nails.
Thank you. They're not perfect, but I love them. Okay. I did them myself, obviously. So I love this one because they've got their little tongue sticking out.
What is it?
It's a grung. It is an orange grung elite warrior, and I've never seen anything as elite as this. Because look how precious. Look at this squatty stance on the log. I've never seen a mini in this pose before, and a frog is what allows it to be as perfect as it is. I love the color that they've got going on. This quiver isn't the most, the best sculpted thing that I've ever seen. It's not the best sculpting ever, but it's cute, and it allows the emphasis to be on our little grung friend. I also love the individual leaves that make up their costume, and
just his pose, the squat pose.
The squat pose, the tongue out, the speckles on it.
Perfectly frog thing.
This is exactly right.
You wouldn't see a human in this pose.
No, you would not. I would hope not, I guess. I would feel like maybe their legs were broken. No, this is absolutely wonderful. And this is one of my favorite sets of all time. Is this one that just came, like a frog warband? Is that what this was? Grung warband, excuse me?
Yeah, these four. I thought there was another one, but we didn't get all of the minis out. These are just some of the ones that you talked about. Top line. Yeah. So these should be all part of that set right there, those three.
Well, okay. Next up is Green Grung. This is one of 6 from that same warband. I love this one. I love how he's trying so hard to be tough, but look how little.
Yeah, the rest of them.
Oh, okay. Good. Look how little. Look how little and so sweet. And he's just trying to hold his ground. And I think he can do it, but I hope it's not against something big or scary, because if anybody hurts this grung, I'm going to be really upset. Okay, again, this isn't maybe the best sculpt in the whole wide world. I don't know what Eric spent on this set, or if it was sent to us very generously by...
I think I don't know.
I think you bought it. And the point is, whatever we spent on it, I would pay triple. Thank you.
My computer almost lit up.
Saving that one. I remember this one very, very well, especially because that could be like war paint from this warband on his shirt.
I love this one.
I love this one too. Or it could be that he just like ate a bunch of ribs. Okay. This is Gold Grung Elite Warrior. If you've been around this channel for a while, you've maybe seen these minis before, but don't you love the chance to see them again? Aren't they perfect in every single way? I agree.
He's just so fancy.
He's so fancy. I love the scaling of the feathers, that this headdress that he's wearing is as big as he is, and these big curly girlies are so pretty.
I love the belly.
Yes.
Particularly from the side.
Pooch. He's got a perfect little pooch, the way that a frog should. Oh, look at his big feet. Look at his fancy necklace. And he's got a knife.
You know what he's saying? He's saying, make me a basket.
I have to work up to that one, because it's the best. Okay. Red Grung Wildling. This one I love because it's...
I love his mohawk.
I like his mohawk.
His black nails.
It's very funny to think of a frog having hair, especially hair that like isn't just glued on in parts for decoration. Like it's growing in around the edges. I love if this is like a thorn whip gone wrong, maybe because it's coming out of the ground. I don't know what's happening here, but I love this like greenery that he's got going on. I like that he has a weird little French mustache, maybe, or a kitty cat face painted on him with a little nose and whiskers.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. His staff is good. He's got a pretty design on his back. He does have black fingernails, which I think is really a nice detail, because there is such thing as a toad frog. I believe it's an African toad frog. It might be called clawed frog. I don't know. My sister had one and it would never die.
Oh, like it has toads. Toes,
Yes.
not a toad frog.
No. Toes. Toed. Toad frog. It's not like a liger. Look at their feet. Okay. All right. I love this one. This is Purple Grung. Keeping it simple, keeping it cute. Really matches my outfit today, and that is not a coincidence. This Grung also loves Taco Bell. Look at his little, like, modesty, what are those things called?
Cloths?
Yep, modesty loincloth. And or tail feathers, which he can shake quite viciously, I bet.
To hypnotize you.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your loincloth hypnotizes me.
I like his smile.
Yeah. He's maybe a little bit... First of all, we don't know what he's doing with that knife. You don't know what my client was doing with that knife in that alley. It's possible that he was getting ready to cut up an apple for his children. We're not sure. He could be stabbing someone with that smile on his face, but we have no evidence of that. So let's assume that he's getting ready to cut up an apple, and that's why he's so happy, because he picked it yesterday and he's been excited all day to eat it.
Did you just make that up?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he's smiling and holding a knife, and I don't want him to seem like a sociopath. I just want him...
No, he's got to whittle a toy for his son.
Oh! That I like.
His 30,000 sons.
Yeah. And they all get a different toy. Speaking of handicrafts, it's time for the best grung of all time, and then we'll just shut this stream on down.
Yeah.
This is Blue Grung 4 of 6, and this is why I love minis.
What's he doing?
Making a basket.
As his king commanded.
God.
I love this because it's such like it's a lot of minis, you know, scary monsters gonna eat you. Roar. But this is just a person just on their Sunday afternoon. Just making a basket. What are you gonna put in the basket? Maybe food, maybe poison darts.
Could be.
You know, it could be lobsters. We don't know. It could be anything.
They would be justified in making poison darts. Maybe it's an apple picking basket.
Maybe it's an apple picking basket.
Happy fall, y'all.
Happy fall.
I love the purple spots where maybe wings were, because you know this was an angel. And
This camera keeps moving.
it's not me. And I just think that this is the sweetest thing that's ever happened to me. And this is like... I know that sometimes minis can feel like toys, and usually that's not a compliment. But if I had a Polly Pocket basket maker, this is exactly what it would look like. I love this. I want everything that has to do with this. It's the best.
And we've got just one example of just like a rando grung from an old set.
This is just a little grung. He's going into a fight. You can tell because he's going fist first and he's not smiling quite as much.
I love the head to hand to butt ratio.
Yes. Giant head, meaty hand, teeny buttons. Absolutely the best. Just the right amount of cute and vicious. Everything about it is right. I've never loved anything more, except for the basket one. Also, what's this like shoulder thing called?
A pauldron?
He's just wearing a single pauldron.
Yeah, because he'll fight with his dagger hand out.
Oh.
And then since that's the arm that's going out, you know, the armor on it. Like a gladiator. That's why they had the stuff on the one side. So they could use their arm as like a shield.
I've never seen a gladiator.
All right, go ahead and put those over there. Down.
Got it.
While we're on the actual frogs... Oh, here, this is small. I'm not sure why this is in there, but...
Oh, this is not a frog at all.
I agree.
This is a Chewinga with icicle staff. Non-frog break. I do think this one's cute. I don't know why this one is in our frog collection shelf either, but it's very cute. I probably said it there at some point because I wanted Eric to know that I wanted this forever.
All right, we got some... So, all the grung are small, and so these are bullywugs, which are medium.
Medium.
So go ahead and go through those.
We're going to start with this one. This is one that Eric painted.
Oh, that's a Reaper.
This is a Reaper mini that Eric painted, and
Long time ago.
he did a nice job on the detail.
That was fun.
Thank you, Tim. I agree. This is a more vicious frog, which I think is what we would expect from Reaper. They're not, in my experience, they're not as like cute and cuddly as some of the other mini makers. So
love this polish.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. It's seasonal. I love this. Aggressive frogs are welcome in my domain as well. I love the cute ones, but I also make room for the grumpy ones, even if their teeth look like they maybe just finished the chew that was left over in the spit bucket.
He says, I'm not mean. This is just how I look.
Well, he's taking an aggressive pose with a big...
I've got osteoarthritis.
Well, then why is your arm back like that?
'Cause I'm itching my butt.
Oh, well then, yeah. Okay, if I can get you a Tylenol 3 or something to help with your osteoarthritis, you let me know.
Thanks.
I like the dagger on their ankle, too.
Yeah.
This is also one of our shiniest frogs. The other frogs, for the most part, aren't shiny. I don't know if that's a stereotype or just easier to paint, but that's a little something about that frog.
Since that was atypical, here, do this. This is a boggard, which is a pathfinder version.
Okay. This is a leaping boggard, not just a regular boggard, but a leaping boggard.
I love this. This is one of my favorite minis of all minis.
It's so whimsical and ridiculous and absurd. I love it. So this is pre-painted?
Yeah. So you can see it's like jumping in the air.
Oh, yes. It's
So you can fit it in the screen.
actively jumping. Woo. And if we're going to get in on the details here, it's got different colored straps that it is strapping its belly shield to. It's like a reverse TMNT going on here. I love the little feathers that it's tied on to its shell, chest plate for decoration. Again, it's got a modesty plate, which I appreciate very much. Looks a little bit like a hockey mask, but that's okay. It's got tiny turtle shells for knee pads. Let's not think about where those came from.
Oh, no.
I know. That's why we're not thinking about it. The frog, tongue exaggeration here is hilarious and wonderful.
The eyes are what get me.
Looking at this thing straight on, it's hard to know whether you would be scared if this were coming at you or if you would just be entranced. Maybe a little bit of both. Again, a pose that you should really only get from a frog-type creature.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's phenomenal.
These are also that non-normal frog.
This is one that Eric painted.
This is also a Reaper.
We call this one Baby Big Swamp.
No. Swamp is the greenish one. This one I painted at ReaperCon.
You're right. I like the multicolored camo effect going on its belly. At the time, I remember thinking, are you sure you want to add that orange color? It might look like a rainbow threw up, but I think you executed it well. You're exactly right. This is Baby Big Swamp.
Wow.
This is Baby Big Frog. Which is not technically maybe a frog. It's a little bit anglerfish, but it's wonderful. The fun little edge on the base makes me really happy.
Yeah.
I love that the multi-shades of blue are really beautiful. We're going to see a lot of green frogs today, which is fine. There's room for that. That's all fantastic. But a little bit of variation makes me really happy because frogs come in many colors.
This is I think the one mini I submitted that I got absolutely nothing for.
Well.
But it was at ReaperCon, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think we painted this on streams partially.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I think for a couple hours in the thing, I think it came out okay.
I completely agree with you.
This is another Reaper. Yeah, that one was metal.
Okay. Another Reaper that Eric painted.
This is a deep one from Reaper.
He looks like he lives in the deeps.
So technically he's like a fish person.
Yeah, I get that sense, although the big round belly makes it more frog-like for me, which is really fantastic. This isn't my favorite of creatures in the frog-type category. Of course, we would welcome it for a Banderhobbtober submission, hands down. But personally, the big buggy eyes, painting or no, make it look like an anglerfish, and it starts to get a little bit too spooky for me to really love. I love him in the way that one has to love all of Satan's creatures, but this isn't my favorite mini.
That's okay. This is probably going to be your cheapest option if you want to get in on Banderhobbtober. Those are like 2 for $3 or something at Reaper.
And that's, as I said, there's room for all of that.
So this is from myminifactory.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a Kickstarter we partnered with a while ago. So this is 3D printed by them and painted by me. It's not my best or anything. We did a how to paint video. If you want to. This is kind of like a Gripply, which is like a different kind of a frog person. It's like a tall, lanky frog instead of a short, fat frog. Mm-hmm. But he's out fishing.
Out fishing. I love the lifestyle appropriate hat. Another arm plate. So I guess or shoulder pad. What does it do with this?
The same thing you would do with any kind of armor.
But it's holding its spear in this hand.
Yeah, so spear, you can go like that.
Oh.
So if you would sling along, you would go like that. But if it's just a one hand, then you're thrusting out with that.
I'm learning so much about fighting styles today.
Or you can do it the other way. It doesn't matter. It's just you're using your arm as a shield.
I think that the net turned out really fantastic.
Thanks. I didn't know how to paint it, so I just painted it black so it's black on the inside and then gray and kind of cheated.
It looks really good, though. I have no qualms with that. This is contrast paint. You can tell when something is contrast painted. I think that Eric's whole objective was to show how to quick paint something.
Exactly, because with this particular project, they sent me a couple minis all printed out, and so I had to paint many minis in one blast. So it was speed paint.
Yeah. So for speed painting, fantastic. For me, having experienced a lot of Eric's painting, you recognize contrast paint when you see it, and it will always be solid, but it will never be fantastic, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. So now these are bullywug. This one I painted. If you want to do that one first.
Yes, I do. This is a bullywug.
Bullywug is like a beefier frog.
We can tell.
And they're mean usually.
Not this one.
Okay, not this one. This one was also... I'm really happy with how the water turned out.
You should be.
But this was a 20-minute paint job. Which...
Incredible. Colors are where they're supposed to be, and if this were a pre-painted mini in a set, I would be very happy with it. The leather looks really good. I know we're not here to talk about paint quality, but I do think that leather looks really good. Thanks. The aging effect on it is just right.
Yeah, this is me trying multiple thin coats.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is the shield purple? What did you envision that being?
Dinosaur skin. Just like his belt leather is purple.
Okay. So it's a leather shield.
Yeah, it's a leather shield.
Fascinating. I'm learning so much.
Dinosaur skin's purple. Everybody knows that.
Well, yeah, no, that I know. I've seen Barney. I just didn't know. I think the colors are really fun, and I like that you've got speckles on his belt as well. I like this one. He's a little bit expressionless. He's a little bit... paint aside, I think this doesn't lend itself to... The sculpt isn't very...
If his mouth was open a little bit, not to the cartoonishness of the boggard, but if he just had a little with it, I think that would have gone really far with this particular one.
I think that's a great point. I totally agree with you.
But again, otherwise, the sculpt, I think, is awesome.
I agree. It's got a good amount of detail that you don't have to add on with the paint. The cloth clumping is really good here. I think it's a really great mini. A little bit of expression in the face would have made me happier, though.
Yeah. Okay, so now these are actually here. This is a more traditional bullywug, if you want to do that one.
This is Bullywug Royal. Is this from the...
No, that's just a regular.
Look at him! Oh, he looks grumpy. Look at all that neck. Oh... That is like fat baby neck right there. That is neckety neck.
Here's a truly traditional bullywug.
Oh. Bullywug, a little bit plain.
Older edition bullywug.
Yeah, that to me is not a frog.
This I used, fun fact, when we first started playing, we didn't have a bunch of minis, and I was playing a turtle wizard.
He sure was.
I used this as Snap's Shimmer Shell.
Snaps talk real slow. and it drove me crazy. But it was fun. Okay. The squatting, the fat neck, the, like, pursed lips in pout form, the beautiful garment, but it's patched, so he's been through some stuff. Maybe he got stuck on some sticks or something while he was on his way to the royal court. He's fancy, but not all that fancy. At the end of the day, he's still wearing a leather tunic, and he's got a seashell on his head because he thinks it looks pretty and fancy, and he's right.
He's laying an egg.
That's fine. I just don't want to hear the noises or think about it because frog eggs are gross.
Yeah.
No, you're right. He does look like he's laying an egg.
That last green one that I painted that was jumping out of the water.
Yeah.
This is the other one from that pack.
I remember this one, and this one I like very much because, again, a non-green frog has a special place in my heart. They have coordinated their outfits.
Yeah, they're of the same tribe.
Yeah.
They're the purple tribe.
Exactly. And so one dinosaur skin yields 12 shields.
At Grung scale.
And, yeah, and 55 belts and a couple of bracers. I love this one.
But also, same thing.
Yeah.
No
the face
real
isn't
face.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, you can see his armpit. I've never thought about a frog's armpit before.
I bet it stinks.
I'm sure it does.
We have one more boggard. So the jumping guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember this one. He looked, I don't like that it looks like his nose is pierced.
The blue one reminds you of Kermit?
The blue one does have a Kermit expression. Like when Kermit is a little bit frustrated, but not fully scrunched in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the colors on this one. I like the armor. I also feel like, even though he's medium, if he stood up straight, he'd be like 7 feet tall.
I agree. Yeah, he's got that tree frog shape that a lot of these others don't have, where they have that impossibly snatched waist and big floppy hands and feet. So, yeah, I admire that about him. It looks like he's got a face piercing that wraps around his head, though, and that upsets me.
Yeah.
I just think that's a little bit gross. But I also like that his skin color looks a little bit like a raglan tee.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Okay, so now these bullywugs, these are from the Witchlight. So these are very stylized bullywug.
Hi, Dormouse.
Hey, Dormouse. Long time no see.
I'm so glad you're here. And congrats on getting your mini in for September's Bestial Fury.
Here, go ahead.
Okay.
I figure, yeah.
Wild Beyond the Witchlight was a fantastic set for frogs. This is a Bullywug Royal. This one, I know, as we said at the time of unboxing, unfortunately, this white eye is meant to be like an eyeglass.
Monocle.
A monocle, thank you. So that makes no sense. But otherwise, a fancily dressed frog with a collar ruff, I'm sold. This one, again, has more of like tree frog proportions.
Mm-hmm.
Those skinny little legs, those teeny little ankles, and the big voluminous sleeves, his hands that go down to his knees. He's a very fancy gentleman. And, oh, he's even got garters, like elbow garters.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love his personality. What a distinguished gentleman.
You're exactly right. I don't know anything about this character, but based on the mini, that's exactly the sense that I get.
I bet he's really good at harumphing.
Oh, 100%, without a doubt.
And somebody needs to keep him safe.
Somebody needs to keep him safe. That is the Bullywug Knight. Oh. He's doing his best.
I just love how huge his head is.
Yes.
His head is 75% of his body mass.
That's exactly what it is. Does he have a little bit of he's maybe got a wart? Not to stereotype. I like that he's got such intensely fancy garments and no shoes. Like, keeping it real. There's no point in if you put shoes on him, it, like, erases his power.
Yeah.
Then he can't climb stuff. So.
And he likes the sound when he walks on tile.
Who else sounds like that when they walk on tile?
This guy.
Yeah, he does. The I understand that it's striped, and thus he would have maybe one white and one blue, but I get jester vibes from this. I think it adds a little bit of silliness and frivolity to the fact that you've got a bullywug knight with no headgear, handgear, or foot protection.
Yeah. Like, maybe he's a monk.
I picture him as standing guard at, like, the Witchlight Festival. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, instead of a fighter, which you're describing, maybe he's a monk.
I see. Okay, thank you. I love it.
This isn't actually from the same set,
Really?
but yeah, but it could totally be like a bard.
Absolutely should be. This is the Bullywug Croaker, and guess what? He croaking. Oh, Lord, he croaking.
Yeah, but this, like, he's got a pose, he's got a face.
Yeah.
His shirt just kind of turns into his arm on his left arm side on the back.
Don't think about it.
But overall, I love this mini.
Yeah. Such personality, kind of the opposite of what we were talking about with those frogs that had no expression. If you're going to have a frog, an anthropomorphized frog, make it be silly, make it be expressive, make it be something. And this one delivers for sure.
Totally.
I love it. You're right, though. The sculpt maybe isn't the best as his hand kind of melts into his chest plate in addition to that going on there.
Yeah. Is this a scarf he's wearing, too, which is just awesome?
I'd like to think that yeah, it does look like it's separate from the yellow garment, so I'd like to think it's one of those, like, graduation things that he stole off of.
He's the orator.
Yeah. Or maybe it wasn't a graduation garb. Maybe it was like a pastor wears those things sometimes.
Or, since frogs are gross, maybe that's somebody else's tongue. But your favorite frog of all time?
Not of all time, but the very best.
Of the bullywug.
That's exactly right. This is Gullop the
19th?
19th?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know.
She's beauty and she's grace. She's got a flower for a hat. She's got
lily pad
Yeah.
neck thing is my absolute favorite.
what I like to think of as an Elizabethan collar, but it might not be. The big onion or garlic cloves of an outfit. Everything about her is the best. She's got a little bit of a snaky face to her.
Yeah, and just you know the pose with the
Yes.
legs.
Yeah. You know what's going on in there.
No.
We've seen it in a couple other minis.
It's a good size mini. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay if there's a medium mini or small mini or tiny mini that doesn't have a lot of plastic.
Sure.
But this isn't the case.
Yep.
And it feels it.
Yep.
And it's great.
It's the best. I also, like, the other frogs in this set, as we described, are tree frogs, right? They're thinny, skinny minis. Is this a Disney mom of a frog?
Well,
You tell me.
dump truck.
She gets low. She knows what's what. Look at how much space she takes up with her garb.
Yeah, it's great.
It's incredible. Everything about this is wonderful. If I had unlimited time, resources, and access to Comic-Con type events, I would want to go as this frog every year.
That'd be great.
I know. It'd be very
We could even make a lily pad like chair for you to sit on so you wouldn't have to walk.
Would you carry me? Would you find people
It'd
to
be like
carry
a
me?
skateboard.
Oh!
Do you see?
Yes! I was thinking of those platforms that ladies get on, like Cleopatra in movies,
Yeah.
for people to carry me. But I like what you're saying, too, that I'm in control.
Now let's flip it around the other way.
You do that one.
All right, so this is an example of how our what counts as a Banderhob frog mini is very generous.
Yes.
So you can also, like the slod. So this is vaguely froggish, right?
Yeah.
Like it's clearly, obviously not a frog,
Yeah.
but we've got that same kind of jaw
Mm-hmm.
with the burr.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a little bit of a belly,
Yes.
tiny little cheeks,
Yes.
big oversized hands,
Mhm.
and legs that clearly could do a solid jumping.
Yes.
So while this is obviously not a Banderhob, this is well within what we would count as appropriate.
Yeah.
And this particular one is a death slod. But we've got all sorts of colors, and we actually have some we've got a bigger one when we switch over the camera to the large sizes. We'll actually take a look at it too. But yeah, I don't know. That one's it's not the big hit there.
Not the big hit, but still a very good one.
While we're still on medium, do you want to do these actual frogs?
Yes. This is giant frog. That's it. That's all there is to him. He's a giant frog. He's lumpy and bumpy. He is not a tree frog. He looks like a swamp frog to me. He looks a little bit like a Thanksgiving turkey. He's perfect in every way. I'm not sure what else to say. I mean, this is the pinnacle of frogdom.
Oh no, he's under attack. So these are on large bases, but they're not super big minis.
This was early in your painting career, I think.
Wow. I mean, yeah.
The spots, I think, look really good. The mouth is... I don't want to look at it. But the spots look good. He looks like one of those
these are Reaper.
Translucent frogs, so he looks a little bit like Candy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There's that one. This one doesn't have an open mouth, so it's less upsetting to me. Never mind.
Yeah, keep going. And then this one, this is a Pathfinder thing. It's called a slurk.
Slurk. Oh, I don't like this. I would count it.
Yeah.
I don't have to think something is cute for it to win Banderhobbtober or be entered in Banderhobbtober. All are welcome. I can't make that clear enough. But I don't like this at all.
All right, this is technically medium, even though it's kind of big. This is a Hydroloth, I think, right?
Yes, it's a Hydroloth. This one, whenever I see it, I think bingo wings, which is the bit of arm that can get a little bit heavy and wiggly when people are heavy and older. They're called bingo wings or bat flaps. And that's what this mini has, and I think that's beautiful, and we're celebrating it.
This paint job's awful.
This looks like it was painted by a child with a crayon. So yeah, that's not great. In my heart of hearts, I would strip this mini and repaint it. I love that it's got spikes. So despite being loosey-goosey and a little bit flabby and having a belly that haunts me in its glory, it's also spiky. It's not all just a soft creature. It'll also mess you up.
Yep.
And look at those teeth. They're the same color as the belly. Why? It doesn't matter. Don't think about it.
Which, do you want to do this one?
Yes.
All right. Here, hold it. Okay, you hold it here so I can readjust the camera. So now we're switching up to the large size minis. Bear with me. Hold still. All right.
Large and so deeply in charge. This one has a bad case of Danny DeVito penguin mouth, but I love him regardless. This is hefty. This is solid plastic. I cannot express enough how dense this mini is. It is just a giant toad. So our giant frog was not this giant, but this is a toad. Should I know the difference between a frog and a toad if I love them so much? Yeah. Do I? Absolutely not. Come at me.
Meow.
Meow. What do you think he's thinking about? That's a great question.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
I bet he's thinking about buying a Harley.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think he's thinking about...
Not buying a Harley?
Well, no, that's your hypothesis, and I think it's really fantastic. I think he's thinking about crushing the patriarchy.
Yeah. I bet... No, I don't think. I bet he's thinking about how can he control it and use it for his own gain.
That bums me out, giant toad. What do you think he's thinking about, Dormouse?
I like his colors. I love how detailed the sculpt itself is.
Yes.
I think he's got just the butt.
Yeah.
That face is just insane in the best way.
Yeah.
And I also like that this is like real world size frog toad thing. Like,
yeah.
You could put this outside and a person who didn't know it was a mini could be like, what?
Absolutely. Yes, I think this is approximately the size of the woodhouse toad that I found outside once. It was outside our house. I remember it was a woodhouse toad because I wanted to know whether it was a good valet.
Yeah.
Eggs Woodhouse.
All right.
That's
So
that one.
related, this is a giant toad. D&D. That's also D&D. No, that's Pathfinder. Yes, that last one was Pathfinder.
So, never having played Pathfinder, sometimes... Oh, okay. I think he's planning how to best swallow the whole wedding cake without the bride and groom noticing. Dormouse, you've won yet again.
Yeah,
That's exactly
always,
what's happening.
Always.
This is the weird cousin who had to be invited, and he's going to make it about him that day. And honestly, I'm enjoying the entertainment value of it. I would like to be at the wedding where that was happening. Okay. Sometimes...
I love these boots.
The boots are absurd. This is another case of the worst paint job in the world. But, like, this is silly.
In the world.
This is silly and this is fun. But having never played Pathfinder, like, this just has more whimsy to it, I think. And I find that's often the case when I look at...
This is a monster. Mm-hmm. This is just a large animal.
I see.
That's how I see it.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I think goblins are cuter from Pathfinder than they are in D&D.
Yeah.
And
do these two kiss?
No, there's boots in the way. Oh, they share them. They share them like spaghetti. Okay. That's definitely what happens. I appreciate that this one's, like, upper body fat pushes its own arms out of the way. I love that. The legs look a little bit more cat-like than frog-like to me. I think they should maybe be further back, but that also might be because I don't know realistic frogs that well. I just love cute ones.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the boots, but overall, this one feels more like a toy than a mini.
Yes. The sad paint blending.
It's so bad.
It's very bad, and I think it's what you see in, like, Michael's or at the zoo for, like, the $2 souvenir type toys, and I expect minis made for adults to be better than that. And also it feels early 90s to me. I can't quite place it. That might just be when I spent the most of my time at zoos, but that's what it feels like.
Blue slot.
A blue slod is a battle toad, and that's why we count it for Banderhobbtober. This is another contrast paint from Eric. The basing is really, really good and has some just light blue dry brushing to it that gives off that, like, glow that you get from bioluminescence deep in caves.
Yeah, he was bluer,
mm-hmm.
and then I did one coat of, like, a greenish
mm-hmm.
that I thought would kind of, like, vibe it out.
Yeah.
But it totally turned it teal-ish.
Yep.
So that's why I went back in and changed all its spikes blue and its tongue blue and the ground blue to be like, no, this is a blue one, not a green one.
I really like it. It's got the frog-like tongue, kind of. It's a little too pointy to technically be a frog. It doesn't matter. Paint it for Banderhobbtober and I'm going to love it. Look at that. Okay, I was just talking the other day with a gal pal who's rewatching America's Next Top Model, and there was one particular season that the final 3 included a woman who was a young mom, and one of the things that she did in a photo shoot was she had, like, her side to the camera, but she turned so her butt was really sticking out, and Tyra called it a booty tooch, and I think about that all the time. I don't know. Booty tooch is what she called it, and that's what this slot is doing. It's twisted and contorted in a way, but still serving you buns.
Okay.
Thanks,
so
Tyra.
Up next, we have green slod.
Oh.
So I painted my version first.
Oh.
And then they came out with the pre-painted version.
Did you paint yours based off of book art?
They're both based off of book art.
Okay.
So they have the same inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
But I think seeing the difference, I think is kind of fun. So since this was chronologically first.
Yeah.
Another contrast paint mini for sure.
The skulls look fantastic with it. These and the shoulder pads, I think, are built for contrast paint. That looks really good. His face also looks very good, and I like that you went back in and did the gold detail on his toenails and his teeth. The magical effect looks really good. What magical effect do you think this is?
Cloud kill.
Okay. That's our guy. His complicated...
Green slot are tough.
That one looks really great, Eric. I love him.
Thank you.
Dormouse is so thoughtful.
She's the best.
Yeah. Yeah. This is exactly what I would picture if you handed me a blank version of this mini. This is where I would think the colors would go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, here, let's do it side by side real quick.
Bam, bam, bam.
Here you go.
Oh.
So this is the real version. And you can see I was pretty close, generally.
Yeah. Other than having a belly in a lighter color, it's...
Yeah.
I think your skulls look better.
I think you're low on your focus. There you go.
Yeah, your skulls look better. Okay, I want to focus on this one now. Yeah, this one has fewer straps on its back, which is interesting to me. I'm not sure why yours had quite so many. Like the mini itself, not your painting of it. This giant, what is this?
Bone spikes.
Ew. I would want those removed.
No, they're good defense.
You can say that, but I think this one in particular needs to be shaved down.
Imagine tripping and falling on your back.
No! No! Ugh. Alright, this is a slod.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, this is a green slod, not my favorite. The one on the left looks meaner.
Mine?
Yep.
Yeah, the red eyes.
The red eyes, and you can see more detail in the face to see all those lumpies and bumpies, I think.
Yeah.
I think that contributes to it as well.
Okay, I think we saved these for the very end since that's all. So we're gonna save the actual Banderhobbs for last. So this is something that is D&D, but this is Critical Role. So I think here, hold that. Does it fit in?
Nope. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites of all time.
The Nurglid. I also love this mini.
He's huge. He's lumpy and bumpy. He's got a beautiful skirt with some metal detailing on it. He's playing with a basketball that is made of lava. His skirt needed more color, but it doesn't matter. He's relishing in the fact that he has no neck, only chins.
Yeah, I love his face so much. This is actually a demon, I think, which is kind of strange, but...
Looks like a frog to me.
Yeah, no, it's just a phenomenal mini. The sculpt is hyper detailed.
Mm-hmm.
The paint job, I agree, the purple we could use a little differentiation on.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not our focus here.
Yeah.
So this is for a pre-painted mini, I think we give this a perfect score.
Yeah. I absolutely would, if nothing else, because look at how joyful he is in relishing in how fat he is.
I'm gonna eat you.
I'll play basketball for your soul. Space Jam. I don't remember what the movie was about. I had the soundtrack, though. I liked it.
Space Jam.
Froghemoth. I don't know what this is, but for everything that I said about the giant toads being more playful in Pathfinder than in D&D, this makes up for things. It doesn't make up for things. This is the kind of thing that I like to see. It's bizarre and weird. The purple matches your shirt. It does.
Taco Bell Toad.
I don't. Nary the two shall meet.
That you know of.
I don't know what a froghemoth is, where it came from, where it's supposed to be. It's got Disney mom syndrome going on again. It's silly and freaky and wonderful, but it's not gross. And I love it. I just love it.
Related to that, check this out. This is gonna be a different stream, but our good friends over at wizkids sent us the expansion for Onslaught, which is a 2-person D&D. It's not tabletop. It's not 5e, but D&D general board game that we actually really like.
Yeah.
But this one is frog themed, and it's got Froghemoth minis in there, Bullywug minis, hags, some Yonti, all sorts of really cool stuff. So we'll take a look at that in a different stream, but more Froghemoth to come.
Yes. It came just in time for Banderhobbtober, and I'm so jazzed about it.
Dormouse, they did make it just for us.
I think they did.
It came like a week ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
It felt like custom content for sure.
it really did.
I haven't Googled whether it's available for anybody but me.
Okay, so let's start with the baseline.
Okay. Getting toward the end here, Banderhobbs. This is the Banderhobb official WizKids mini.
The pre-painted version.
Correct. He is moonwalking. He's got one eye that's a little bit bigger than the other.
Ooh.
He is beautiful and perfect. And look at the layered bellying we have here. Again, no neck. No neck needed. I guess this isn't technically belly. This is actually jowl.
Yeah.
To have a neck that touches your, I don't know what to call it.
Pooch.
Pooch is beautiful. This isn't a beer belly. This is a pooch. And to have your chins go all the way down to that.
This mini
That's
is
something
what
to celebrate.
started Julie's love of Banderhobbs.
That's exactly right. Because it's absurd.
I mean, the paint job's rough.
Yeah, but I see all its glory, and just like if you submit a Banderhobb or Banderhobb-like creature to the painting contest this month and you've never painted anything before, I will see your vision and the beauty and love it endlessly.
Now keep that there. So this is my painted. So you can see the pose is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
This is the unpainted WizKids Banderhobb. This is the one I painted. You can check it out. We've got a whole tutorial video. Go to FryMinis.com. Right now it's the main page. And you can link, or you can look through our previous videos, but FryMinis.com will be your shortcut. And I have a full step-by-step guide on how we got this. And I think it turned out pretty great.
Yes. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite minis I've painted.
It absolutely should be. I think the basing that you did is really nice. Atop the fact that it's one of my favorite things of all time.
He's just giving a hug.
Hugs.
Mwah.
Yay.
Okay, so this is the pre-painted. This is the unpainted, the Nolzers line. Now what Julie has to show off are some really, truly amazing, incredible special case scenarios that she's going to talk about. This is the Julie show from here.
Should I start with this one?
Yeah.
Okay. You've maybe seen this one before because this is my vision of what a Banderhobb is. Banderhobbs in real life kidnap children and are summoned by hags, and they disappear once their quest is completed. They're summoned for a specific purpose, and then they disappear into a puddle of goo, and that makes me very sad because look at how friendly this Banderhobb is.
Didn't Julie do such a good job painting this?
Thank you. This is the mini that I spent the absolute most amount of time on.
Yeah, that's true.
And I submitted it for Reaper not this past year, but the year before. So
And she won.
I got a bronze.
She got a bronze trophy.
And I was honored.
And you made this stuff.
I did. So we took this base, which was just for Michael's, and then I made a croissant and some cheese out of Crayola 3D Model Magic. This is a little bit of ribbon, and then
Thank you, Dormouse.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, and then this is also Model Magic, Crayola Model Magic. I painted the Banderhobb purple because otherwise, for painting purposes, he was going to be too green in a puddle of green. So I do love a green Banderhobb. They don't have to be other different colors, but this one I just needed to stand out for painting purposes. But in my vision, Banderhobbs are gentle forest creatures that protect nature, and they are vegetarian, and they spend their time making cheese and perfecting their croissant recipe.
I also really
gardening.
Like that you gave it regular eyes.
Thank you.
Instead of the froggy style eyes.
Yeah, I think it makes it more human.
Definitely. It's just like a MODOK.
Yeah.
Like a big faced person.
Yeah. That's just, he was born this way.
Okay. Now, before we go into the next ones, go, if you haven't already, go to FryMinis.com and just scroll down, and you'll see all of the entries for the last couple of years from when we started getting serious with the painting contest. And you can see all the entries. You can click there. You can take a look at them. I think they're absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
We have we have some of the entries here from one of the particular regular winners of our painting contest. But if you want to look at all the winners, all the things, go to the webpage. But we're going to show off 2 particular ones here that we received.
Whoop!
Yep, that comes off. That's okay.
This is meant to come off, but this is their trick-or-treat bag. This is a Banderhob that is dressed up as a red dragon, and they are surrounded by gold coins and candy and lollipops, including a little skull lollipop. And this is one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. I love Banderhobs. Hey, Doc a Flock of Flame.
Oh, hey, long time. This was painted by Decimation.
Yes, it was. And I love Banderhobs plain or unpainted or whatever. I love them no matter what. But to see, what I love about Banderhobbtober is the creativity that comes with it. We've had cowboy Banderhobs. We have had this trick-or-treating Banderhob. We have had plain Banderhobs. I would never in my life come up with this idea. And so the creativity, in addition to the extraordinary painting, just made my heart so happy. I love that one. I think it's my favorite from both years. This is...
So just to be clear, this bag that, I don't know why, because we're holding it at a funky angle, that's why it keeps falling off. I think we can just hold it with our hands.
I'm holding it sideways. But there's candy in it.
Yeah. No, it's excellent. But when the thing is not bent on its side, it holds it just fine.
I don't remember what hand it's supposed to go in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very awesome. So shout out to Decimation. If you ever want to talk to Decimation, pop over to discord.gg/FryMinis and come say hey. But that's not it. That's not all.
This is the first submission that really made me cry. I'm going to try to keep it together.
And she's not joking.
I'm not. I love pumpkins.
This is also Decimation.
This is also Decimation. When we did our first Banderhobbtober, I didn't know what was going to be submitted. I expected just frogs and it would be super fun. But again, the creativity in our community is outstanding. And I mean that is like D&D wide, but particularly the folks who are on our Discord and who submit regularly to our painting contest. I'm wowed and amazed and floored and all the other words and super jazzed about it. So this is a Banderhob who has little glittery kitty ears and a coordinating pumpkin trick-or-treat basket to match. But wait, that's not all. You've also got a glittery kitty tail. And again, this is meant to be removable. The little mimic pumpkin as kind of a surprise in the back. This multi-dimensional, beautifully painted, creative idea, super fun, kitty cat Banderhob surrounded by pumpkins. Like, this is my kryptonite.
Yeah, no. Decimation does a great job.
Yes.
Dormouse also does a phenomenal job. 2 of our top tiers.
Yes.
I think. Regular winners, and in fact, we got to pay out. We got to do a payouts. We're a little bit, okay, hey. Yeah, so anyway, our painting contest is a lot of fun. FryMinis.com. You got links on there, but you can go to Spud Club Painting Challenge, and you can enter. We got just a handful of really, really simple rules to follow. Go through there, and if you have questions, join us over at discord.gg/FryMinis, and we can talk about it. We can answer for you, or leave a comment if you happen to watch this. I know like 3 people ever watch our live streams after the fact, but hey, if you're there, thank you. Banderhob.
Even if you're not going to paint for Banderhobbtober, come on over to the Discord, because there you can vote. You can see people. Sometimes people post like progress shots. Sometimes they're a little bit spooky and fun, and like a quiz or a puzzle. And it's really, really awesome. So if you love Banderhobs, come on over to the Discord just to chat, even if you're never going to paint. But you should paint.
But Banderhobbtober isn't just about the mini contest. We also have a ton of stuff over FryMinis.com. We have character options for D&D 5e. So we've got a bard subclass, a barbarian subclass. We have a playable, right? That's why I was moving those over.
Yeah.
A playable race, the Banderborn, if you want to be a Banderhob. We have a bunch of magic items, too, that are all Banderhob themed, and some hag theme type of stuff going on. Really, really cool. It's all free. Go check it out. And if you're a patron and we've got 2 tiers in the in the Spud Club Painting Challenge. 2 tiers. There's the free to enter, which is anybody can enter, and then we do have the premium category, which is if you're a patron, you get a higher payout, and being a patron is just $5 a month. Pretty cool stuff. Helps out. Cool. Okay, again, into the am.com/FryMinis. Help us out. Get some cool shirts. Get a discount on there. And if you are interested in the painting challenge, we just added today a whole list of like suggested minis to get you started. You can do whatever you want, but those are just some of the most common ones that we see linked out, and some of them get our discount code and affiliate links and whatever. So check it out.
Easily accessible ones. Go as big as you can, but also if you're looking for something quick to just try to paint for the first time, or to go classic with it, take your pick. Those are great options.
Yeah, and if you want to do just a classic green Banderhob, 100% cool.
Love it.
If you want to do a zebra. Or a tiger or a cheetah or something like or a themed Banderhob, that'd be great too.
It's all welcome.
Well, yeah, we're pretty flexible.
You know what movie came out this year that's really awesome? Barbie.
Yeah.
Banderharby.
Oh my god.
Barbie Hob.
Banderbarb.
I saw the Barbie movie twice in theaters. Once with a gal pal.
I think Barbie Hob.
Barbie Hob. Absolutely, that's exactly what it would be. Think about it.
Fun.
Think about it.
All right.
Think about it.
Okay, thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Thanks
I hope
so
you had
much.
fun. We did. We are. It's Banderhobbtober, so you're gonna see a lot of us this month. Stay tuned. Discord.gg/FryMinis. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Oh, wrong button. No.
Oh no.